In video games, leveling up is fundamental for improving our character and winning. So how can we improve ourselves and win the game of life? Welcome to Level Up. In this video, we look at how to level up our Vigor. In Elden Ring, upgrading our Vigor increases our maximum health, or hit points. It allows us to withstand more damage from enemies and bosses without dying, and it increases our chances of victory. But how can we level up our Vigor in real life? We don't walk around with green bars above our heads. We don't have a certain number of hit points that can be lost. And we don't often fight against bosses that want to kill us. Despite all this, we know we can still improve our health on a daily basis. And although this doesn't add numbers to a particular stat, it still increases the chance of living a life free of illness and disease, as well as reducing stress and improving our overall happiness. The two biggest ways of leveling up our Vigor are sleep and diet. I remember university was like the first time I started staying up really late, because I lived on my campus, so I could just wake up in the morning and go straight to my lectures. So I remember I used to go to bed really late, like past midnight every night, up until 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m. And then some nights stayed up even longer to like 5 a.m. I remember I didn't sleep much. I would only get 5 hours, 6 hours of sleep, and I would feel terrible throughout the whole day. And I wouldn't be able to focus on work. I wouldn't be able to focus on doing assignments. And I was just so tired. Like, I never wanted to do exercise or go to the gym. That's why going to bed and actually having 8 hours of sleep is essential. I think for adults, you need 7 to 9 hours of sleep. And for teenagers, you need 8 to 10 hours, so even longer. And it's not just important to have, a long enough sleep duration. You also need to have it be consistent every day when you go to bed and when you wake up. Otherwise, inconsistencies with those timings can really mess you up. I remember when I was in university, and I used to eat so much junk food. I remember getting takeaways to the house like multiple times per week through apps like Deliveroo or Uber Eats. And it was always this terrible food like burgers and chips and pizza or fried chicken. And I remember it not only cost a lot of money, but it made me feel so terrible. I remember having these stomach aches and being so tired after eating. And I remember it just made me miserable as well. I remember feeling like trash all the time. And then when I finally stopped eating all this junk food and started to go back to a healthier, balanced diet, it was like the life had returned back into my body. I felt so much better. I felt happier, and I felt more motivated to do things that I wanted to do, like doing exercise, going to the gym, actually working, doing uni work. I feel so much better now that I've thrown out all of that junk food and all those highly processed meals. I remember I used to have those microwave meals that you would put in for like 2 minutes, and that food was terrible. It wasn't just like bland, but the amount of ingredients in those, all the chemicals that I didn't understand, they were so bad for me. Like, you would look at the ingredients at the back and, the amount of sugar or the amount of saturated fats in them, and it would be so much. It's crazy how having a good diet can change your life completely. And I wish I'd learned about how foods can affect your emotions, your happiness, your well-being, your mental health. I always just thought, oh, food's for physical health, but no, it's for mental health as well. I just feel infinitely better now that I have a good diet and I go to bed early and get a good duration of sleep. I'm able to work hard throughout the day and actually go have exercise consistently, and my mood just seems a lot happier. So to anyone watching, I just hope you remember to have a good diet and have good sleep, because those two things are fundamental for living a good life. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video.